Hello, guys. This is Infernal Shard 1 for the win. Thanks for taking out the time to check out my channel, and I would really appreciate everything. So, today we're going to be discussing on of a topic that a lot of YouTubers still make quite amount of videos on. So, the topic on what we're going to be discussing is it worth picking up a Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 in late 2018? So the answer to that is absolutely. These consoles still have quite a bit of life in them. Everything that Microsoft has done for the 360 is in the best place that it's ever been. It is like a completely finished product. Everything, all the games that are out for it, you got over almost like a couple of thousand of games as a library for it, and the same goes with the PS3. And it's also hardly ever getting any more updates as well. So these consoles are honestly, they've been over for at least a couple of years where there hasn't been very any more new games and stuff coming out for them, but they still have all these games that have come out for them for their life cycle over the last 10 years. And yeah, they're technically still worth buying. The Xbox 360 originally came out on November 22nd of 2005, and the PlayStation 3 originally came out somewhere in April of 2006, but it was only for Japan, I believe. And then the PS3 got released in the USA in November of 2006. So yeah, they've been out for quite some time now, and there still is over bunches of people that literally still play these systems still today, and there's even still quite over 100,000 of the people that don't still even own a PS4 or an Xbox One that literally still play on those systems, like they still play all the Call of Duties and stuff. Personally, I honestly have a PlayStation 4 and an Xbox One. I even got the Xbox One X and, of course, the Pro. And then at the same time, I still got my 360 and I still got my PlayStation 3, and I am never going to get rid of them for a single penny. I know I've had quite a few people try to ask me to sell mine, and there's even been friends that have tried to get me to even sell my 360 or my PS3 because I had a next gen. It honestly, it really doesn't work really like that. I mean, graphics is one of the big things as improvements as what the developers and the companies that make these brands, which is Microsoft and Sony, each new generation of console is a humongous upgrade in graphics no matter what it is. Like if you look back at the Nintendo 64, you've seen how the graphics were at that time. And then you jump over to the PlayStation 1, they're almost very, very even, but they're just a slightly bit better. Then you jump over to the PS2, then you've seen a massive difference and upgrade in graphics. And then you jump onto the PlayStation 3 6 years even later after the PS2 was released, and then you even see even a much bigger difference in graphics. And also, there's one of the things that the PS3 can even do that makes the graphics even look even slightly bit even more realistic, and it's because that it has an HDMI output. Now, those were the first systems that could do HDMI. The PS2 and the original Xbox were the last consoles to only use AV compatible cable. Those were the only systems that they could use, and they were the last ones. Since the 360 and the PS3 both came out, they were the very first consoles to use HDMI, and it enhanced your graphics to look even more clear and more sharp. And that's one of the good reasons why they're still worth picking up, because most of you nowadays do. I have a feeling that most of you still own a high definition TV, whether if it's a big or if it's like a medium size, like a 32 inch, and even if it's 720p or even if it's 1080. that's one thing that you guys could really do on those old systems is you could buy an HD cord and plug it in to the PS3 or the Xbox 360, and you'll get a little bit of better of clearance and high definition and all that, and the graphics will look just a slightly bit more sharper. But that's not the only thing of why the PS3 and the Xbox 360 are still really, really awesome consoles. Now, like I said a few minutes ago, PS3 and the 360 had a great library of games, such as like this game, of course, which was the various final Grand Theft Auto game ever. And to be honest, this game originally came out for those systems even before the PS4 and the Xbox One launched. Like, this game literally came out just 2 straight months before the Xbox One PS4 released. And that's the reason why this game is available for last generation of consoles. And it kind of was for a year, and then after a year for the PS4 and Xbox One were out, then Rockstar was working on that whole year to make this game become available on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. And it came out on just the same exact day as, the PS4 and stuff like that. So it got really awesome, especially with them upgrading the graphics, and now GTA 5 looks so much better than ever before. But then you also got games such as Red Dead Redemption, that was another big Rockstar hit, that was a complete awesome game on those systems, and there's everybody that still talks about it, and it's mainly because Red Dead Redemption 2 is literally coming out in just 2 full months from right now. And the original Red Dead Redemption, it's probably going to be worth keeping because, as you know, the story from the second one is a prequel, which means it's taking place before the lives of Red Dead Redemption. And once you beat 2 with all the gang and stuff that Rockstar, or not Rockstar, but Marston is in, the story will continue on Red Dead Redemption, because you'll understand that once you beat 2 of John Marston being young and with all his gang and all these members that are currently in the first Red Dead Redemption, you're probably going to want to play the first one again just to see, how the story's going to go and all that stuff. Like, it's going to be really like an interesting topic. But that's one awesome thing about having a PS3 and an Xbox 360, is because there's some games that stories will take places either before or right after a game that was on last gen similar, and you would probably want to keep it just in case and all that stuff. So then you got games also like Grand Theft Auto 4. You got a good amount of wrestling, WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment games. You got SmackDown vs. Raw 2007, which was only released on the 360 and not the PS3. And then the next year later, 2008, was released on the PS3, which was the very first one, even though 2007 SmackDown vs. Raw was released on the 360 only as next generation of consoles at the time. And then you got all of those WWE games from 2008 all the way up to 2017. So you got a huge lineup of wrestling games that you can play and all that stuff. So then you got all the most popular Call of Duty games, such as the first Modern Warfare, World at War, Black Ops 1, MW2, MW3, and then, of course, Black Ops 2, which is one of the most popular Call of Duty games still up to date. Then you got a not-so-popular Call of Duty game, but everybody said it had a good story, which was Call of Duty Ghost. And you got another awesome Call of Duty game, which also a lot of people didn't really like, but everybody said also for the story for it was really good as well. And you got Advanced Warfare, and then this one may not be that good of a choice to pick, because I've heard a lot of people that were saying that Black Ops 3 graphics looks terrible on last generation of consoles, and it doesn't even look like it's a real good graphical PS3 or Xbox 360 game. But if you're really up for it, just for like to play the multiplayer and the zombies at least, because as you know, there is no campaign for Black Ops 3 on last generation of consoles, then, honestly, I played it on the 360, and that's the only last gen version I have. I don't know when I'll get it for PS3, but eventually I will. But when I played it on the 360, I mean, the graphics didn't look quite 50% as good as if you were to play the game on the Xbox One or the PlayStation 4. But I honestly thought the graphics kind of looked like they might have looked a little bit more, cartoony and stuff, but then at the same time, they didn't really look that bad like people were saying that they were. But that's just personally my opinion. I really thought Black Ops 3 looked kind of decent and stuff on the last generation of consoles. But then there was a YouTuber that I seen that was showing about Black Ops, or not Black Ops, Call of Duty 2 on the 360, which was the very first Call of Duty game made for that system, and compared it to Black Ops 3. And I do have to admit, Call of Duty 2 looked even better, even though that game is like really old and Black Ops 3 is like too much new that we came far in the future. But on last gen, yeah, I have to admit, Call of Duty 2 actually looks so much better than Black Ops 3 on last generation of consoles. So you got all of those, and then of course you got all the Madden series. So yeah, you pretty much got a great lineup library of games. So, and the PS3 and the Xbox 360 at GameStop stores, you could pick up a used 4 gigabyte Xbox 360 for I'm thinking about around 70 to $80. You can pick up a used 4 gigabyte Slim or 4 gigabyte E model for literally 70 or $80. And then I don't know how much the storage is. And then on PlayStation 3s, I think they're like around 120 or 130 depending on the storage and stuff. So yeah, you could pick up a used one of those consoles for just literally around $100 at GameStop. So yeah, they're definitely worth picking up, and all that stuff, because like I said, they had a great library of games. The dashboards and all the features that are on it are all complete, so it's like a complete system now. And yeah, so the PS3 and the Xbox 360 are really, really worth it. So yeah, I just figured I'd make this as a video. But if you guys could, please hit a like if you enjoyed the video, and send me down in the comment section down below of your thoughts if you're an owner of a PS3 or an Xbox 360, or if you're planning on buying one or something, and if I helped out in anything. And then also subscribe to the YouTube channel if you guys are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. So peace out.